Hey, it's Melissa with Wanderlust with Melissa and Brian, and I just got to spend 4 days in the parks at Universal Studios Orlando, and I had such a good time. I took my daughter Isabella with me, and there's so many things I like to do there, but I thought I'd make a video going through my top 5 attractions that I enjoy at Universal Studios at both parks. There's so much to see and do, but I narrowed it down to 5. Next time I go, I may have a different number 5, but for right now, these are my top 5. Starting off, number 5, the ferry rides. Now that's not in either park, but that is the ride on the boat from the premier locations, which include Hard Rock, Portofino Bay, Royal Pacific, as well as Sapphire Falls. So that's the ferries. It's not a ride particularly inside the parks, but it's still a ride, and I think it makes things so much easier when getting to the parks. Number 4. Escape from Gringotts inside of Diagon Alley. When you walk through into Diagon Alley from Universal Studios and you walk around that brick wall, and there you are faced with Gringotts and the dragon on top. It is such a cool experience that first time. Everybody's trying to get that perfect picture or video of the dragon blowing its fire every so many minutes, so that's really cool. But once you go inside of Gringotts, the queue is as much fun as the ride itself. So you walk in and there's all the goblins, doing all their business in the bank, and then walk through, and it's a really neat experience alone. And then once you get on, you put on your 3D glasses and you go through just like what was in the movie. You're in this little cart and it takes you around and you're bumping and you're going through the whole experience. You're inside the movie, and it's just, I become just this, total fangirl. I mean, I love it so much. So absolutely, Escape from Gringotts. You can't miss it. All right, number 3. Again, we're in Wizarding World of Harry Potter, but we're moved over to Hogsmeade, and it's Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure. This is an amazing ride. Hagrid's, you also have a queue. You go through Hagrid's area, and you walk by his house and all the big pumpkins, and you're getting all excited in the queue. I love the theming that they have done at Universal, just preparing you for the ride itself. Once you get on, me and Isabella rode it. You have the motorbike, and then you have the sidecar, so you can choose who's going to ride on either. And both experiences are a little different, and so that's fun. So you need to ride it at least twice. But you ride it, and it has accelerations, and then it slows down, and then you're going through so fast on this roller coaster, and then you get to the devil's snare, is that what do you call it? And then you drop, and Hagrid is so beloved anyway, and you hear him talking you through that. You go by Fluffy and all kinds of things. I love that ride. I think it's the best of the Harry Potter rides right now, so check it out. Number 2. And it is the Revenge of the Mummy ride. I don't know how many of you remember that ride, the movie actually. I think it was 1999, 2000. Brendan Fraser, love him to this day. He's an amazing actor. It's a roller coaster totally inside, and it's got the scenes from the movie, and it's got several points. There's fire, and you can feel the heat from the fire, and it's terrifying and fun. And if you have never ridden the Mummy or the Revenge of the Mummy, or you haven't tried it, you need to check it out because it's awesome. And then you need to make sure Brendan Fraser gets his coffee. And if you don't know what that means, you have to ride it and understand that. I am sad to say, when we were at Universal Studios, Revenge of the Mummy was closed. It was just for routine maintenance, so they've been really working on it, making it better. So I am so sad that we didn't get to ride it. I've ridden it so many other times though, but you can bet that as soon as I go back again, I will be on it probably multiple times. I was sad that it was closed, but I'm glad they're keeping it fresh and cleaned up and maintained so that it can continue for other people to enjoy as well. Now, number 1. We have made it to the number 1 spot, and this is probably no surprise for anybody who has been lately. This is the newest ride at Universal Studios Orlando, and it is Velocicoaster. I cannot tell you how much I love the Velocicoaster. I love roller coasters, and I sometimes get motion sick on some roller coasters, some places. For whatever reason, I don't know if it's just because I love it so much, I don't get sick on this ride. It is smooth, but it's terrifying. I mean, you go upside down, and there's one spot you're upside down. This is the ride that when they snap you in, I'm like double checking and triple checking to make sure that thing's holding me in, because there's several times that I'm like, I don't want to fall out of this thing. I can't even explain how much fun this ride is. Right now, of all the roller coasters that I've ridden in Orlando, and I've ridden most of them, Velocicoaster is number 1. hands down. So if you love roller coasters, you have to go to Universal Studios and you have to ride a Velocicoaster. It's like amazing, amazing. I can't tell you enough about Velocicoaster. So what do you think of my top 5? Do you agree? Do you disagree? That's okay. I'd love to know what your favorite 5 things to do are. I'd love to hear from you. Put in the comments below what you like to do. If you are traveling anytime soon or wanting to travel to Universal Studios, I am a travel advisor and I would love to help you with your trip. So email me, melissa@magnoliatravelgroup.com, and I can help you with your next trip. Hope to hear from you. While you're around, if you don't mind, like, subscribe, and ring that bell so we can bring you more content. We love cruising, but we love Universal and theme parks, and so we're all doing different kinds of videos all the time, so stay tuned. Also coming is my top 5 food and drink items at Universal Studios that I enjoy. So stay tuned for that video as well.